Most BDRs and SDRs think they know how to prospect on LinkedIn, but the truth is 90% do it completely wrong. Watch closely because this might be the video that changes how you book meetings forever. In the next 60 minutes, I'll break down 7 core principles behind LinkedIn prospecting that top sales reps use to fill their pipeline fast without sending hundreds of spammy messages or begging for demos. And here's the thing. If you master even just one of these 7 principles, your calendar, your confidence, and your income will never be the same. If you're a BDR, SDR, or AE, in this video, I want to share with you a very simple, easy LinkedIn hack that once you set it up, you'll book meetings easily and effortlessly every single month. Now, I'll just get to the point and I'll tell you a story and how I came to learn this. This basic hack is simple. You're going to go to your LinkedIn profile and you have to put book an appointment button right there. And when a person has that, you have that button on your LinkedIn, a prospect should be able to click on this button, open that up, and go to your Calendly booking link. That's it. That's the hack. End the video. I'm just joking. So let me just tell you a story of how I learned this is powerful and walk you through steps by steps how to make sure that works well for you, because it's more than just simply putting that button there. There's also more nuances. So stay at the end of this video to tell you exactly why. So basically, I was working as a BDR and at Lupio, as you see right now, I work at Lupio. And my previous sales manager said to me that when I first started there, she said, look, Ian, an easy way to optimize your LinkedIn profile is to put your Calendly link, book a meeting here on your profile, so that you can be doing your work, prospect, whatever, and you can wake up in the morning, open your email and see some book appointments in your calendar. So I was like, okay, I took her advice, I tried it, put it there, said forget it, and sure enough, come in the morning, boom, booked appointments in my calendar. I was like, this is cool. Then I realized the people that were booking into my calendar were not even people that I wanted to sell to as Lupio. It was people that wanted to do networking and a bunch of different stuff. So I took it down. I was like, this is not working. This is stupid. But then I was creating content on LinkedIn. I thought, you know what? Maybe it might make sense to put that booking link there, book a meeting appointment, because when you create content on LinkedIn, and also everything you do post, people can see the link there. I thought it'd be just kind of cool if people had that link to click on to book a meeting. So I put the link there, and sure enough, I got meetings from it. People would book into it and book again. I'm like, oh wow, this is cool. And you think that I'd be smart and keep it there, but no, I didn't. Hey, real quick before we go back to the video, if you're a BDR, SDR, or AE working in tech sales, you want to level up your career. You want to be making 6 figures or more in your career. You want to do it fast, get promoted fast, and be able to really streamline and really be crushing your quota consistently. I offer one-on-one coaching through my 4-week framework coaching program called the Tech Sales Career Accelerator. It's where you walk through me to my mindset first sales training program framework that really helps you accelerate and get up to working as an AE, earning over $150,000 a year income in tech sales. If that interests you, click the link below. There's an application to apply for the program. Now, let's go back to the video. I was listening to some guru online, some LinkedIn guru, who said that by putting a booking link there, it's considered salesy or sleazy, or I don't know what it was. So I listened to him. I took it down. Then I decided, you know what, let me give it one more try. And I put it there. And once again, guess what happened? I started getting book meetings with prospects. Anyway, so my point is that I now know that if you don't have this link here on your LinkedIn profile, you're missing out on the easiest book meetings you can have. Now let me walk you through exactly how to do it properly, so when you put it there and set it, forget it, you can wake up in your calendar, wake up in the morning, open your email, and have qualified book meetings in your calendar based on your ICP. So first of all, you're going to have to get a Calendly link, Calendly account. So Calendly is free. Set it up. Go to calendly.com. Pretty straightforward. And set it up for yourself with your just chat with who. So we chat with your name at company at you work with. Once you got that set up, you come in here to your LinkedIn, scroll down here, and go edit button, and you can either create a new one, which allows you to create one within LinkedIn, or create an existing one where you create the link here in LinkedIn yourself, copy this URL, and paste it here like I'm doing here, and put add. And once you've done that, bing, set it and forget it, and there you go. Whenever a prospect comes across your LinkedIn profile, they click on this and then go to your Calendly, or book an appointment with you. Now, the benefit of this is that whenever you're doing prospecting, right, and if you're doing cold emailing, whatever, people might Google you, and most people are going to check you out on LinkedIn. Once they see that you're legit and see you work for the company you're looking for, and your profile is set up, optimized. That's a whole different video. It's optimized to show the value you offer your prospect. They'll book a meeting into your calendaring. Here's the key that's different, is that you have to make sure you put in the calendar so you only get qualified book meetings every time. Now within Calendly, you have to make sure, let me pull up my Calendly here. Where is it? Okay. You're going to make sure that let me see if I can create one quickly. Allow me to create one. Options. Cool. Now, when you create your whatever you name your booking link, what you have to make sure is that you have to ask people before they can book a call with you. You must ask them like 1, 2, or 3 questions about who they are. Almost like you're qualifying them when you're not qualifying them. So, and that's how you make sure that you're getting ideal prospects into your calendar. For example, say you sell software, and the software you sell usually has to have a minimum of 10 users to buy the software, right? So you're going to ask them, hey, on your marketing team, how big is your marketing team? Is it under 10? Is it 10 plus 20? Is 10 plus 40? Is it over 40? So you'll know when they click on that and say our marketing team is under 10 people, they're not a prospect for you. And you can just cancel the meeting. Sorry, not fit for us. Also, it could be something where maybe your ICP is based on revenue. So the question you can ask them is that right now, what's your monthly MRR, or what's your annual revenue, what's your weekly revenue, whatever kind of revenue you qualify people by. You make that a question, boom, and make it a required question when you answer the question. So it's just required. I'm going to say, what is your current MRR, current company MRR? Required question, save, boom. So once a person comes into your LinkedIn profile, they see the value you offer, they say, hey, you know what? I want to talk to Ian. I want to talk to Jim or Susan. And then boom, click book an appointment. That goes to your Calendly. They put the time into your calendar. They ask the questions are ready, so that when you hop in the call, you know that they're pretty much half qualified. You have context a situation, and you know that we're not wasting their time. And anybody that's not a prospect or fit will come on this and be like, whoa, what's all these questions, man? This is not for me. So it's a great way to filter out all the noise, a straight signal, to have a conversation with people that you want to have conversations with. So this is the simplest, easy hack that you can do. You set it up one time, and I guarantee you'll be coming to your Calendly, your inbox email every morning, and seeing some book appointments in your calendar every single week. That's it. I suggest don't sleep on this. This could be the difference between you hitting quota or not, hitting some accelerators, and it's easy. And today I want to share with you 5 ways you can optimize your LinkedIn profile to do the same for you, whether you're a BDR, SDR, or work in AE. So before we get into it, the whole point of this is you have to change your mindset about how you view your LinkedIn profile. Because typically there's two types of ways that people look at LinkedIn. Their profile, at least their profile. Some people look at their profile as it's all about them. Look at me. And they're gonna post on the LinkedIn profile all their achievements, right? If I scroll down here, past jobs, you know, all the achievements, awards they've won, how many times they hit quota attainment, 100% of plan, 120% of plan. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But the thing is that a lot of people they stay there and they stay with there and all to make the LinkedIn profile all about them. And the reality is your prospects really don't care about you. They care about them and their problems. So what you can do is that you can keep that stuff, those metrics and stuff, because that's that. And even here, when it comes to your headline, right? A lot of sales reps, what they do is they have sales senior account executive or mid market executive or BDR SDR, and the reality is that's for a person who's looking for a job. And if you're looking for a job, that's going to attract employers and recruiters to you. But if you're looking for clients, looking for leads, looking to book appointments with your ideal customer, that's when you need to make some optimizations. So let's assume that you now know that the point of your LinkedIn profile, if you want to get more book meetings, is to make it not about you, but make it about your prospect. So the first area that you must have on your LinkedIn profile to make it optimized to get book meetings and get meetings in the calendar with your prospect is to have a place where your prospects can book meetings with you. That's where this button here comes in here. So in here, it's called book an appointment. So if you come in here to your LinkedIn profile, hit edit, and scroll down here, here's where you can customize your LinkedIn profile. Now you can send people to your store. Obviously, you probably don't have a store. Your website, if you want, portfolio, a blog, a newsletter. But in this case, since we're all about optimizing for book appointments, you can click on book an appointment. And now you can do is you can either create from scratch a scheduled link where you can link it with your Calendly and LinkedIn will do the rest of the work for you. Or if you already have a created Calendly meeting set up there, just copy the link, paste it here, and from that point going forward, you're going to be able to have people book into your calendar. This is key. This is the most important step. If this step is very difficult for people to book time in your calendar. Also, the benefit of doing that, if you see right here, right? I should go back here. It says display posts, messages, and search results on. Means every time you create a content, every time you post a comment, people are going to see that. For example, I have a post here I have LinkedIn a couple weeks ago. As you can see, let me open up a little bit. Here's the post. As you can see, here's the post and talk about RFPs. People engage with the content. But most importantly is this right here, is that once people can see it, they can click here and it goes into my calendar. They can book a meeting with me. That's the importance of having that on your profile. This is key. That's step one. The second thing you need to do is optimize for your banner. And the banner is like this real estate up top here. And I see a lot of sales reps have it blank, have a photo of if they're from Chicago, there's a skyline of Chicago. If they're from Boston, the skyline of Boston. If they're from Toronto, if they're from Toronto, like I am, that was skyline of Toronto. What a waste of space. And I think if you want to be able to book more meetings, you can use that space to your advantage, like a billboard. So typically, like I said, I work for Lupio. That's my day job. So we're RFPs. We help people improve their RFP process. So I make it about that. I'm focusing on a problem that our ICP, our ideal client, struggles with. Are you still wasting hours on RFPs? Most of our potential clients are. Well, hey, say, automate the process for 80% with responses. They're like, well, how's that possible? You want to see why? Book a call. It's right there. So you must be able to speak to your ideal client's pain points, offer a quick solution how you do what your software does it, and if you're curious to know more about it, say book a call with the finger there, pointing down to here. And then logo for branding. That's number 2. Make sure that you have that there, right? A lot of people put their photos and stuff like that. I would suggest you use that because your photo's already there. I would just use that for real estate to really show, to tell your prospects what you do. So you're gonna land on it. You have to think about your profile. Look at your profile like a landing page, like a marketing landing page. They land on your page, and boom, you have about 3 to 5 seconds to explain what do you do, who you are, what do you do, and is it beneficial to me? If it's beneficial to me, that's all they're thinking. What's in it for me? They're not thinking about your quota attainment. So I suggest that you add that to the mix and put that there. That's number 2. Number 3, we're going to optimize is your headline. Once again, I see a lot of sales reps really drop the ball on this. Drop the ball on this. They put BDR, SDR, AE. And once again, most prospects don't care. They don't care. If they really, really want to know, they can scroll down here and find out what you do. They got it there. But most people, they want to know, well, hey, how do you help me? What do you do? That's what you have to put into your headline. How you help people. How you help people. What do you do? How do you help people? So, for example, Lupio, we help Rev Ops, Sales Ops, and proposal teams win more RFPs with less chaos, in less time. And here's the key too. Call to action. Schedule a call with me today. You think that your prospect would easily just go about their day and see your profile and think, okay, I'll talk to the person. But no, a lot of people need to be encouraged, led. And sales is about leadership. You need to lead them to book a call with you. Once again, also use the emojis, the fingers pointing down to here. This is very, very important. Very, very important. So, I'm not saying you shouldn't put your title here. I'm saying just don't leave it like that. It could be, I could maybe put in between. I might have put BDR, but I think if you really want to go hard on this, don't put your title there. Make it all about the prospect. Because if they're curious, they'll scroll down. So now we're on to number 4. Number 4 way that you can optimize your LinkedIn profile, and it's in your About section right here. Once again, I see a lot of people make this about them. I'm this person. I'm that. I'm a smart learner. I'm a fearless leader. That's all good and everything. Once again, that's good for looking for a job. Looking for a job. So if you're looking for a job, keep that there. If you're looking to book meetings, change that. Change that. And it's all about the customer and their problems they solve. Your problem you solve. So always start with a problem statement. RFPs don't have to be painful. Yeah, that's a painful statement, isn't it? I work with Rev Ops, Sales Ops, and proposal teams to cut down on manual work, errors, and back and forth chaos. I'm speaking to their pain points right there. Little bit about Lupio, who we help. Curious to know what others are doing? Let's connect. And then use the link in my section to book time with me. And future section to book time with me. That's it. So I've used that space to make sure you're talking about them, not about you. And also, it's all about sell the pain. Don't sell the outcome, sell the pain. So don't sell the gain, sell the pain, not gain. People are 2 or 3 times more motivated to solve a pain point than to go to pleasure. And now the last area, the 5th way you can optimize your LinkedIn profile in order to get more book meetings before I get there. If you are a leader of a sales team, SaaS sales team, and you're looking at your team leveled up, if you want a team to be able to book more meetings and be able to, hit quota attainment, increase quota attainment, and raise their performance and level up, I offer group coaching, sales coaching for SaaS sales teams. If that interests you in any way, there's a link in the description below this video. Click on that, and you'll be able to get access to me and talk more about that. So basically, now we have number 5 way to do it is have to have your feature section. Once again, I see a lot of people have the feature section, which they have content and posts here, which is a great thing to have. But like I said, the whole point is people need to get access to you. And one way to do that is through your book link. Like I said, you must frame your LinkedIn profile like a web page. If you go to most marketing web pages, they call them squeeze pages or landing pages. It's set up for make a call to action, make the client or the prospect do something. And usually those landing pages have multiple calls to action. Buy now, scroll, 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 buy now, scroll, 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 buy now. Three of them, right? And the same way your LinkedIn profile should have a book a call, book a call, book a call, book a call, book a call. It's constantly, 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 not, overdoing it, but I think that's enough mix that knows that when people land on this page, they know exactly what you're all about. This is a side note, right? I've watched other videos who say like, oh, don't put your book or call link there, or don't put it there. It's too salesy, right? I 100% disagree. We are salespeople. Our job is to connect with prospects, share the pain, share the problem we can solve, how we can solve their problems, and have a conversation with them. In order to do that, they need to book a call with us. So I totally 100% disagree about this is being salesy. If anything, you're being a good salesperson because you're allowing it to be easy for your prospect to get a hold of you and start a conversation. That's it. I hope this video was valuable to you and helpful in any way to be able to optimize your LinkedIn profile to book more meetings. If you're working B2B sales, in this video, I want to share with you how to use LinkedIn search filters to find decision makers. These are 5 proven strategies. So the first thing to do is once you log into Sales Navigator, you want to click on lead filters right here. Now, for the example of this video, I want to just imagine that we want to contact sales leaders who are working for a SaaS company in North The first filter you want to do is filter by industry. You come down here and scroll down, type in software development, and there it is there. You have that there. Now you can also do stuff with this. You can also exclude certain industries that maybe your company does not do well. So maybe it's construction. So now you're really focusing on certain industries, even though they're software, maybe they're software in construction, you want all one software. That's there. So the second thing you want to do is define where this person you want to contact. Are they located in, you want to filter by the person, where they're located, or the company. Let's just say, for example, this video, we want to target people that based on the company location, which is, we'll say it's North America. So I'm going to come in here and type in United States and type in Canada, where I live. And last, type in Mexico. So right now we've narrowed down our search for decision makers working at a software company, right here, and based in North America. So you have 4 million people. That's a lot of leads. Let's narrow it down, narrow it down, narrow it down. So the next filter you can do is based on doing the search based on current job title. Now you can type in here, basically say they're a VP of sales. Click on that. And that's going to give us a good search volume. Now that from 4 million to 4,000. Now you can also do more of a broader search where you can come in here and do, it can be VP of sales. Okay, I'll take that out. You can type in VP of sales or head of sales or director of sales. Hit enter. So now, let's put that back. Now you're going to see it's a bit of a broader search because, and every time you use the current job title here, this is search for anybody that has this information in their job title. Right here, VP of sales, VP of sales. Now, you might come across people that have multiple words in their title. And for some reason, sometimes for me, say you only want to target people, where's a good example? Where is it? Is it here? Sometimes you want to target people and their names, they have multiple titles in their name. You want to exclude certain titles in their name. Let me see if I can find one here. Okay, partnerships, right? So for example, you don't want to focus on that, right? You just want to focus just on VP of sales or fractional, because fractional means that they're kind of part-time to some degree, right? So let's want to say, I want to eliminate anybody who has fractional or partnerships in their title. So I'm going to come in here, enter partnerships, and then exclude. And then put in fractional, and then exclude. So now it will really narrow it down again, eliminate anybody that has as a VP of sales but has fractional partnership in the name. So it's another way to just go a bit deeper and diving down in the prospect you're looking for. Now, another way you can do it is you can say you want to keep it a bit more broad, but also aim for some seniority. So I can come in here and go like this and say, I want to go to anybody that's working in the sales department, and then also by seniority. Oops. So what I want to do is this key decision makers, directors, and VPs. I see there, it's a bit more broader. I see here, but give us a more of a lay of the land. So it could be people that are, sales operations. It could be revenue operations. What other title that comes up here? That sales operations again, partnerships here, global growth sales. So it gives you a broader perspective on certain roles. But you know that everybody in here is working as a software company in North America in the sales department, and they're decision makers. That's another broad way you can be able to get more contacts within this making decision makers. And it's one other way that you can do this too that's really more ninja, because right now all we're doing is filter on people that based on their job title here, their current job title. But sometimes, depends on the niche or the area of prospects you're looking to find, sometimes the job title is not enough. It doesn't tell you the big picture. And in that case, you want to do a search based on keywords. So I'm going to take out this, and say this. Still looking for sales leaders, right? But see, I want to focus on anybody that's in sales, and then go to the keyword search. And there I could put in VP sales or head of sales, or what's the other title? It could be or sales enablement. Hit enter. So it's a much broader search, but what the thing about this though is that it's targeting anybody in North America, works for a software company in North America, in sales, but this keyword search will search their whole LinkedIn profile. So sometimes there should be certain job titles, certain responsibilities that would go under the radar because of the job title. This guy here, he's a advisor. Okay, well, what does that mean? Advisor. I don't know what that means, but maybe he's a CRO. I don't know, but he calls himself an advisor, or maybe he's a consultant to other companies. But if I didn't put, he would have fly under my radar because I didn't put advisor. But maybe his past roles, he has had experience of being a leader in some way, right? This is somewhat another deep ninja way to get deeper into the people's profiles, find out exactly what they're doing in sales. Because sometimes the job title themselves is very, very unique. It will not be pulled based on the current job titles here because you didn't think of it. But here's a good way to find it because it combs the profile and that's the other. So like I said, there's 5 filters that if you use on a consistent basis, you'll be able to find high quality decision makers to reach out to for your prospecting. Now, when it comes to using Sales Navigator to generate leads, the first most important thing you have to do is make sure your account is set up properly. So the first thing you must always do is that come over here and go to settings. And here's where if you have Sales Navigator by yourself, you can come in here and add your services. Make sure you put your company's website and the services you do. And I'll later on tell you exactly why this is important. Now, if you're a BDR, SDR, or AE working for your company and the company gave you your Sales Navigator account, chances are this should be set up already. If it isn't, this is very important. Make sure this is set up before we go anything forward. The most important thing I want to show you through Sales Navigator is the first thing is it's all about finding high buyer intent. High buyer intent. So the high buyer intent, the best place to start in Sales Navigator is right here. It says high buyer intent. As you can see here, it says find leads most likely to respond to outreach and express an interest to your product or service. So basically, here's how it works, right? This here will basically tell you any account that or company that will be interested in the services you provide. For example, if you're working for Salesforce, then it will show any kind of company, a SaaS company or software company or anything like that, tech company or anything that would be interested in Salesforce. And by clicking on this, you toggle that, it will start curating accounts based on the company you put in the settings. Another place you can do is also go categories. Now, this is something new in LinkedIn. But come in here, it says leads who have potential interest in your product category based on group memberships, profile data, and other signals. Basically, this is all about the company level, companies that be interested in your product. These are all about the individuals, people that would be interested in your product. So when you come in here, you can type in, for example, you might say sales training software or sales enablement software. And now we see here, it's slowly pulling up people who have engaged on LinkedIn through groups, through profiles, clicks, that will be interested in this kind of software. See here, Chris, VP of Sales. Chances are LinkedIn saying she could be interested or she's interested in this kind of software because based on her activity on LinkedIn. So next, we're going to talk about people who follow your company. This is a huge filter. So basically, based on in the settings, we said, okay, we work for a certain company. In my case, I put Lupio, the company I work for. If I come on here and say, follow your company, LinkedIn's going to go through all the database and find anybody on LinkedIn who follows your company. This is a massive, massive, massive high intent trigger that you should use. And basically, there's people who have acknowledged that I like Lupio or I like Salesforce, I like whatever it is. Now, the thing is, some people might be customers of your product. Some people might be past employees of the company you work for. But there's a big majority of people that are liking or following your company because they like your product. And all I have to do is reach out to the person and say, hey, Brian, I see you're following your Salesforce on LinkedIn. Engage a conversation. And I've booked many, many meetings doing just this. And then the last one, as far as the high intent you want to do, is people who have viewed your profile. This is great because this shows people who have come across your page, as long as it's optimized correctly, and show interest in what you do as a seller or as a business owner. And like I said, once again, it's a great warm lead opportunity to say, okay, hey, Stuart, saw you looked at my LinkedIn profile. Curious to know if you have any challenges in XYZ feature. So anyways, my point is this. This is the gold part of LinkedIn, the buyer intent. And I think anybody who you want to generate high quality leads, this should be your playbook here to start off. And from that point, you can build upon it. Okay, now the second major feature strategy you should use in order to generate high quality leads using LinkedIn and Sales Navigator is targeting new hires and job changers. So all you have to do is come across here and click into basically here, right? It says here, identify leads who've changed jobs in the first 90 days, past 90 days. Click on that. Now it's going to basically filter in all the people that are in your ICP. We'll get to it later. But all the people that are in your ICP, that your ideal client profile, who have changed jobs in the last 90 days. This is very important because typically people who have changed jobs, like Tyler here, Tyler Hooper is 2 months into the job as a head of revenue operations, Rev Ops. This is a great opportunity because typically leaders, people with influence who change jobs are looking to make it a change, make it a splash, make it an influence. And adopting new software or services is a great way for them to show their value to the company. All I have to do is reach out and say, "Hey, Tyler, saw you stepped into a new role at Qualum," and then engage the conversation to see if there's a fit for your solution. Great way to get some high intent buyers. Also, another great one that I personally like better is going to current company under 1 year. I like this better than the job changes, is because typically, for example, under jobs changes, if Tyler's in the job for 2 months, sometimes what happens is, like, if you reach out to him, he might say, "Yeah, I'm still a bit new here. I'm still trying to figure things out here. Call me back in 2 or 3 months." But if it's under a year, for example, a person like David, he's been in the role for 5 months. So at that point, he has a bit more context of what's going on in his new organization, his new department. Then he might have a situation like, "Yeah, Ian, I've been here for about 5 months. I see where there's some holes, some bottlenecks. Love to talk about your product to get more insight into how we can maybe be of value to you." So those are the two things right there. Job changes and newly hired are a great people to reach out to get high quality intent buyers. Just making sure that you're utilizing the best messaging, knowing that probably the best fit is people between 6 to 12 months, or 6 to 11 months, like a Kristen here. They're your best bet as far as high targeted leads. Now, the third proven strategy that's going to help you to generate high quality leads using Sales Navigator is be able to focus on department headcount growth. This is great. So basically, to come in here on the account level and click on to what department you want to focus on. So say, for example, I work for Salesforce. Typically, I want to target for sales departments. There's multiple departments here, but we'll say sales. And then growth. How much is this department growing based on LinkedIn's data as far as they're adding new headcount? Typically, you want to do at least about 30% and hit add. Once again, now that's going to tell you all the companies that have a department headcount in the sales department over 30%. So they're adding massive salespeople onto their companies. So then once you have all these companies that shows that their headcount is growing in the sales department over 30%, you can come over here and just toggle on and save. We'll say 25 of these companies will save. And we'll save it to a list called Sales Headcount Growth. And it's save. Now go back to the leads and come in here down to accounts. Once again, put sales headcount growth and include. So now it's going to pull all the leads that work for the companies that have a sales headcount growth of 3% or more. At that point, you can reach out to the sales leader, the CEO, whatever it is, that person, the ICP, and have a conversation saying, "Hey, Michelle, I see that JP Morgan is increasing their headcount by X amount of sales reps. What if you have a greater conversation for the software we offer?" Like I said, another great signal to know that they're growing and that it's a great to have a conversation. Could be some problems going on, some growth pains that you can help out with your software and solution. Okay, next, I want to talk about past champions and warm introductions. How this works is this: that once again, you go back into Sales Navigator here, and you want to be able to get a list of your current customers for your company. So a lot of times, all you need to do is go into Salesforce, go to ask your marketing team or RevOps team, and get a list of all the customers, put in a CSV, and then upload it into Sales Navigator. All you have to do is come in here, go to accounts, go to upload accounts, and then from that point, you can add it, continue and add that CSV there. Once it's there, set it and forget it. You come back to here and go to past company, then upload your customer's account. So for example, I work for Lupio. I put in Lupio customers here. These are all current customers of Lupio. I'm putting in here, for example. Now this is showing me all the people who previously worked at a company that is now a Lupio customer. Now you come in here and put in, for example, your list of current accounts that you're working right now. So say here's your book of business here. You're trying to engage, And you're now going to feel that. So basically, what this is telling you is that here's your book of business. Here's the accounts you're working on. And this is saying Steve works at X company, but he used to work at a previous company that used Lupio or use your product. It's a great way to contact Steve and say, hey, or Michelle, hey, Michelle, I see that, last year or 2 years ago or last week, whatever the change, you worked at so-and-so company. Curious to know in your current company now, if having if Lupio or your software could benefit you. Great warm introduction, great way to engage. Another way to do this too is if you come into leads here, LinkedIn will automatically generate for you. It's called past customers and new companies. Basically, LinkedIn, based on all the accounts that your company's close won accounts, it will automatically track whenever a person from that new company leaves and goes to another company. It will track that. So for example, if I bought a software and then I left the company, you can track me and say, hey, you bought a software here. Yeah, your new company want to buy that there. A great way to engage with past champions and warm introductions. Okay, next we're going to talk about personas and how using personas is a great way to really build out accounts fast and get high quality leads within LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So personas are basically a group of people that you typically want to target that are your ICP. Now you can have up to 5 personas at one time, like here. And all I do is click into each persona that apply to you. So for example, I come in here, I click on RevOps, and it's just going to pull into everybody who's a RevOps leader in LinkedIn. And I can also cross-filter that, going into, okay, RevOps leaders who's changed jobs in the last 30 days. And then from that point, I might do some more filters as far as the industry they work in. I want to target people that work in software. And right there, I just built down a bit of a list of 171 people that could be my ideal client. Now, in order to create these personas, you just come in here, hit edit, and the personas are there. You can only have 5 at one time. But for example, once you come in here, you create the name of the persona. And then from there also, you're going to come in here and just type in the persona title, hit add, and hit save, location, and it's there. Set it and forget it. And once that's done, another great thing about having personas set up already is that once you come in here, say for example, I want to be able to do some prospecting to a company like DocuSign. Click on that. Right away, LinkedIn Sales Navigator will also automatically pull all the personas in this company. So I don't have to go through all the 8,000 employees of Sales Navigator of DocuSign. I go, okay, they have 5 RevOps leaders, four RevOps leaders. Click on that, and automatically pulls in all the RevOps leaders within LinkedIn that in the company. I click that. I can save it now into a list and go prospect into that. So like I said, personas is a great way to build out accounts fast and just really get quick and strategic as far as finding your ideal client to generate new leads. Okay, and for tip number 6 and 7, I'm going to combine together. It's all about having saved searches and using Boolean searches. So basically, it's like this, right? If I come in here, for example, and I want to be able to target, I want to get really strategic. I want to put in like, where is it here? Under job titles, I might say proposal manager or bid manager or tender manager. So it basically, when I do that, it's taking anybody that has this title in their LinkedIn profile, the job title, will pull it. So I want to look for people that are proposal managers or bid managers or that. So that's how it works here. Now, if you want to have somebody that's maybe they have different jobs in it. So I might say sales and marketing. So that means that everybody that you're searching for, they must have sales and marketing in the job title. So each person has sales and marketing in each job title. Now these can also be done in the search here. So it could be proposal or bid or RFP. So also there's a deeper dive, but this here will dive into not just the person's title, but anything on the LinkedIn profile where there's the word proposal, bid, or RFP, it'll pull it up. So for example, right here, John M., head of customer success, maybe sometime down the road in his life, he did proposals or he did bids or he did RFP. So it won't be in the title per se, but it'd be in his profile. So it's a wider array of searches. It depends on the situation. I typically like to go with the title first, the title, job title. But if your list is very, very small based on that search, then defer to then this search does more of the profile search. Anyways, once you've done that, this is pretty much 4 million people. So let's chunk it down a little bit. We're going to say, okay, out of these 4 million people, who follows my company? Oh, okay. There we go. 4,000. Oh, cool. Then out of those 4,000, who've changed jobs and recently? All right, cool. This is a great list. 281 people. So now we filtered people that have proposal, bids, or RFPs in the profile, and they are following a company, and then also they change jobs in the last 30 days. Great list to have. From this point, all you have to do is now just save the list. Gonna come in here and hit this toggle button here. It's gonna be save. Now let's save this list. Now what I'm gonna do now is go to my saved lists, and the one I just created is right here. Now all I have to do is give this one a name. So I'm gonna say this right. I'll just say bid proposal. I'll say follow. I'll say plus follow company plus new hire. That's it. That means that now it's set it and forget it. So every day you come in, you want to do some new prospecting, just come into save searches, click on that, and you have your list already made out there. Done. And the cool thing about this is also is that once you save these lists, you're gonna come in there, and anytime it gets updated with new people that fill that ICP, it's gonna tell you right there, new results. And you click on that button, it's gonna give you a fresh bunch of new leads to generate and prospect every single day. Hey, real quick before we go back to the video, if you're a BDR, SDR, or AE working in tech sales, you want to level up your career. You want to be making 6 figures or more in your career. You want to do it fast, get promoted fast, and be able to really streamline and really be crushing your quota consistently. I offer one-on-one coaching through my 4-week framework coaching program called the Tech Sales Career Accelerator. It's where you walk through me to my mindset first sales training program framework that really helps you accelerate and get up to work as an AE, earning over $150,000 a year income in tech sales. If that interests you, click the link below. There's an application to apply for the program. Now, let's go back to the video. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to show you 2 tactics that are super, super ninja. And also, if you stay to the end, I'll tell you a quick story and where you can automate and strategically do these tactics and make it easy for you and effortless for you. Let's dive into it. So the 2 tactics that allow you to book more meetings on LinkedIn is this. It's voice notes and video DMs. And here's the thing. I would gather 80 to 90% of BDRs, SDRs, and AEs are using spammy, generic template text messages to prospect to ideal clients. But when you use voice notes and video notes, the responses are amazing. I'll give you some examples. So here's an example here. I sent a voice note to a prospect here. Here's a response. Hi, great message, Ian. Thank you. I've used our product I used before in the years ago. I found it's really great for knowledge-based information for RFPs. Long story short, at the very end of the message, it says, I'm open for meeting up. Mornings are best for me, East Coast, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then sent a counter invite, boom, booked the meeting, got the SAO, and it was a great connection, and it's going to be in the pipeline for our company. That's one example. Another voice note I sent it for a gentleman, and he got back to me right away. I'm interested in learning more. Can you set up a time to talk? Here's my email. Boom. Sent a calendar invite. Boom. Went away. Another book meeting in the calendar for building a pipeline. Notice all these voice notes are just 30 seconds long. Very super simple to create. And later in the video, if you stay with me, I'll show you exactly how to create a voice note in LinkedIn on your phone. Super simple. Next level is actually video messages, which I'll show you again, an example of that. Now, here's an example for a message I got from another prospect. It says, Ian, thanks for the message. Appreciate the video format too. Appreciate the video format. Our team is considering Lupio and has been beginning speaking to our team. Thank you. See how much people, when they respond back, so much thank you, their gratitude. They want you to connect with you. They're thankful for you reaching out to them because you're being strategic, you're being different. And that's what voice notes and video notes do in this strategy. So now let's go and I'll show you how to create a voice note in LinkedIn, how to send it, how to create a video note, how to set it. And then lastly, I'll show you exactly the strategy, how to make it easy, effortlessly, and automate the whole process. Now you're going to go into LinkedIn from the app on your phone, click on the prospect you want to be able to message to. There's a microphone there. Click on the microphone and then that blue button, hit it, boom, and start recording. Make sure that you keep it simple, you're smiling, you have a clear call to action, and you're just being personable, right? And also you're acknowledging something important in the profile or their status that you recognized. Stop recording, there it is. Simple. Now I'm going to show you how to do it for the video.
Reason for this video is that I noticed that you stepped into a new role as a VP of sales at your company. That's amazing. I talked to a lot of new sales leaders in your position. A lot of times they tell me that, getting the sales reps to be able to pick up the phone and make more dials and to really make an impact, sometimes it's challenging because you're inheriting a sales team and a sales process that maybe it's not where you want it to be. If that's the case, I'm not quite sure. I love that conversation. Our product helps sales reps 2x their outbound and 3x their book meetings with automation. If that sounds interesting to you, let's connect and help set up a call for us for 15 minutes to walk through what we're doing, and hopefully I can bridge the gap from where you are now or where you want to go.
Once you're done recording, go back to the app in your phone, find the prospect again, click on the clip there on the right, click on select media from library, your photos, click on that. The video is there, click on that. Now you're going to send the video to the prospect, make sure you're smiling, and that's it. Now, it takes a few seconds to upload. Now, before I show you how to automate and make this effortless and easy for you, I want to show you a quick story. So I was sharing this tactical strategy with some of my coworkers. And they're like, whoa, wow, how are you booking so many meetings with LinkedIn through voice notes and video notes? I'm like, yeah, it's actually quite straightforward because a lot of reps aren't doing it. But the one question that came up, one of my friends is like, well, how do you track the follow-ups and how do you make sure that you know what to do? It seems like a lot of work. I'm like, yeah, it is a lot of work, right? Until I found a way to make it easy and effortless and automated. It's a software called Limlist. Now, of course, you know about Limlist. Limlist is basically it's a outbound tool for emailing and different strategies as far as getting out there. It's really great. But one thing I love about Limlist is their LinkedIn automation. As you can see here, right, you can automate Limlist with different strategies, engaging with different prospects, setting up filters and different touch points along the way. All you have to do is just build out a cadence, put whatever you want, view message, view profile, send a message, send a connect, and go so on and so forth. But here's the cool thing about it though. On top of that, Lemmas also has something called voice notes automation. That's right, voice notes automation, which means that basically you can take a script, record your voice, and the AI will send the voice note for you. That's right, the AI will send the voice note for you. So long and the short of it, all you need to do is create the cadence, put your client into the cadence at the very top of the funnel. It'd be like client there. They accept the connection request, and it sends the voice note automatically through AI. Amazing. So basically, what I'm sharing with you actually right now is actually my LinkedIn checklist in order to book meetings as an SDR, BDR, and AE. So I'm going to walk through this document at a very high level, the checklist. And if you want this for your own self to kind of as a refresher to keep with you every day to kind of click around and do a checklist, the description of this video below, there's a link. Just click on that. You'll have access to it. So this is really framed for, if you're looking to book more meetings, right? This is all you do 30 minutes a day. Because a lot of times is that a lot of sales reps, I've been working in SaaS sales for 7 years. I worked as a BDR, senior BDR, works as an AE, senior AE. I made thousands of dollars from LinkedIn social selling. But what I find that a lot of sales reps is they waste time on LinkedIn scrolling through LinkedIn or sending random messages that don't convert. So this checklist will give you really 3 effective daily strategies that if you continue doing every single day, you just have meetings booked onto your calendar, and obviously the more pipeline you get built up throughout the week, it allows you to be able to crush your number in the quarter or in the month. So the first action step you need to do in order to get consistently book meetings is you need to connect with people first. And the key thing about LinkedIn that's better than any social selling platform is that LinkedIn is the one social media platform where you can pick your audience. Now, if you're on YouTube like I am now, I can't pick my audience. Now, I can put content out there, but I can't really choose and be strategic and be proactive on exactly who I want to talk to. LinkedIn, you can. Once again, even there's other platforms where, maybe Instagram, you can connect with people, right? But it's not to the detail of how you can do it with LinkedIn. And also, the important thing about when you contact people, your connections, you must send about 20 to 40 per day. That means that you can send about 100 or 200 per week. The key thing is no note when you send it out. I'll give you an example. So I just typed in, I'm living in Toronto, so I put lawyers in Toronto. I see a bunch here. So say I want to reach out to this lawyer here. I click on that and say connect. Now you have the option now. You can put a note or send without a note. Now the data has been shown that when you send without a note, the acceptance rate is much higher than with a note. A lot of times people will send it with a note and right away they want to pitch the person. It's like, hey Rashida, hey Rishina, and it's like pitching their product up to her or him, whatever it is. And usually you just end up shooting yourself in the foot. When you have no note, at that point, usually what's going to happen is the person will see your acceptance rate, click on it, look at your profile, and your profile will kind of allow them to see what you do and the value you add. And that's a video for another time, how to have a strong profile. That's the best way to get accepted on LinkedIn is without any note. So you're going to come in here, see, notes look like sales pitches. See, it creates friction and lowers the acceptance rates. Blank connection rate seems very natural. It's like a colleague connecting with each other. Like I'm sure the company you work for, when a colleague of yours in your company reaches out to you, there's no note. It's just a connecting request. That's it. And once they accept the connection request, then you can be able to start messaging them. So pro tip for you, right? The key is to track your acceptance rate daily. But there's a saying, right, that what gets measured gets improved. So you just measure all the connection requests you're sending out and measure it against how many gets accepted. At the point, just by measuring it, you'll be able to track who your acceptance rates, who's accepting your requests. Now, the second action step, which is actually probably the most important, could be the most important of all the 3, is you must connect with the right people for the right reasons. See, don't spray and pray your connection requests. You need to be strategic. Spray and praying is like sending a whole bunch out and hopefully one person will get back to you. Being strategic is thinking exactly who, if you're selling software, who does my company typically sell to? Who are the 1 or 2 top 3 personas that typically tend to buy our product? And when that's the case, you do that. And if you ever don't have a clue, if you don't have a clue what's going on with that, contact your marketing department and ask them who are the top or 3 people that typically book meetings or download white papers or download kind of engagement for or do demo requests for your product. Also, look at your customer success stories. Look at the case studies that's been made, And when the case study typically, or the customer success story, there's typically a title that was used as a reference. Use that title and pull that title in. So I'll also walk you through Sales Navigator. You can do this without Sales Navigator, but the best investment you can have, if your company doesn't have it already, is use Sales Navigator. Now, I do know they offer a 30-day free trial, so use it for 30 days. And once you do this play within 30 days of using it, then you'll see the value in that. Also, you can also, if your company has an account, then obviously use it because your company has an account. So here's a simple thing. You come in here, and the first thing you do is, for you, if you're a rep that of a BDR or SDR or you have a book of business and accounts that's been given to you, the first thing you do is come up here and click on current company and just put in, my accounts. So whatever your accounts are, that's where you do it, right? And then the second thing you're gonna do is the title. So once your accounts are the first thing you want to pull. This is how to get the best people to contact. Is your tier 1 accounts, whatever it is the job title. So job titles could be, it could be, director. This is a Boolean search. So the director of sales, quotations, or it could be VP of sales, or it could be, head of sales. So yeah, basically you're going to know who your own buyer persona is, right? But whatever it is, make sure you put it into a Boolean search. It's quote titles or quote titles or quote, and now we do a tight search on who would be the title, the ICP for your industry. So have that there, right? Now, the second thing you want to have is posted let me make sure I got this right. There it is. Posted content in the last 30 days. The reason why that's important, because that's going to filter down people that actually are active on LinkedIn. Because no point in sending a connection request to a person on LinkedIn who's never on LinkedIn. They never accept it. But these people, they're active. They posted content in the last 30 days. So typically they're always on LinkedIn. People who post content typically are on LinkedIn every single day. And then, so that's a good filter. And then the third filter you want to do was at current company, less than a year. So you're going to have your target person posted content in the last 30 days and a year. And here's the reason why this is important. I'll break it down here, right? Is that why it's important is that you get your target persona, but people who have recently changed jobs are often trying to reevaluate tools, processes, and vendors. And that's the perfect time to reach out. A lot of times people want to be known for a change, to have a big impact coming to a role into the company. And typically they're the ones that are evaluating software. I know where I work at my tech company, most of the inbound demo requests and most of the deals that I get involved with started with somebody who was new at the company and is looking to make a change and start looking at our customer software. So once again, active users are much more likely to engage in conversations than ghost accounts. And like I said, for your time is limited, so you want to connect with people who are most likely to engage. The key is also, right, pro tip is make sure you save this search. You're going to come in here and hit save. And that once you hit save and come in here to here and just type in, give it a title, right? Daily outreach. Now, the thing about this too is that once you save that, it could be every week, come in here and you can see new leads that pop up based on that. For example, I have some here from another account I have. These are new leads. So it's always going to come in once a week and see some fresh leads. Click on that, and there are fresh people that weren't on the list last week. So it's constantly giving you opportunities, leads to contact based on those really good filters. You might only have a few now, like here, but like I said, over time they'll grow and grow and grow because these will change. People jump into new roles that are in the company based on your target markets. Or you can even take this off. If I take that off, see the number will even grow even further, 11,000, right? So at that point, I can even do more and more, a deeper dive on who I can contact. So that's the second step, right? And the third step, which takes it all home, you've sent out the connection request. You send the connection request to the right person for the right reasons, newly hired. It's a great signal. Now you need to respond once accepted, and the best response way to do it is either through a voice note or through a video. See, the reality is that using a voice note or a video is personal. You'll stand out from the sea of generic, spammy, pitch-slapping text messages. Also, a video or voice note also is higher trust. The prospect hears your tone of voice or they see your face, and that builds trust and credibility fast. Plus is also a huge pattern interrupt. Hardly anybody, I'm talking about anybody, sends voice notes or video notes on LinkedIn. That's why you stand out so memorable. And also, it's faster communication. You can communicate with warmth and confidence in 30 seconds of a video than you can in 3 paragraphs of text. The key is not to pitch. You should not pitch your service, right? You should not pitch it at all. You might make sure that it just keeps it a simple framework. Just say, just have to say describe your phone like this. Say something like, "Hey, Mark, thanks for connecting. I see that you recently hopped into a new role at your company. And from my experience, when a lot of people that we work with our company, people that jump into a new role, typically are looking to make a change and evaluate new software. I'm curious, because of your role. I've from my experience talking to other people in your role, we found that these are problems. This. Not quite sure if it's something for you. Just saw your profile, thought I'd reach out. You know what? If you're looking to have a quick chat to learn how we're helping people like you with our company, love to share with you my experience and my thoughts." That's it. Now, this is a rough, kind of off the cuff message, but that's what you're gonna do right now. I'm going to put a later video how to really go into and create a voice note as far as what to press, how to record it, how to make it nice and tight. But the point is, if you follow these 3 strategies, right, you're sending 20 to 40 connection requests per day. Your response to the right person based on having really tight Sales Navigator filters. And 3 is sending voice notes or video notes. You will start to get positive responses, and some of these positive responses will say, "Listen, let's hop on a call. Here's my email, send me a counter link," and there you go. So hope this video was helpful for you. Once again, if you want access to this document, just click on the link below and you'll be able to get it by just sharing your email. Take care. So if you're a sales leader who's looking for your sales teams to book more quality meetings, you want to build and maintain a minimum of 3x pipeline. You also want to drive faster opportunities that close within the same quarter. I know that feeling. You want to get your entire sales team to meet and exceed 80% of plan so you can hit your revenue number. And this video is for you. So I want you to imagine that your sales reps, I know a lot of sales reps, I work as a sales team every single day. A lot of sales reps, they typically hover over 2 things that you usually want to work on to get opportunities, book leads, book up appointments for your AEs, either through cold calling or email. And a lot of people, they dabble with LinkedIn. They dabble with it. But in this video, I want to share with you how you can have a very predictable, structured system so your sales reps can open their inbox in LinkedIn every single day and get responses like this. This is a response I got, all from sending LinkedIn voice notes. See here, right? I sent a voice note to a gentleman here. He says, "I'm interested in learning more. can we set up a time to talk? Here's my email. And I sent my calendar link, booked the meeting. Here's one that happened recently, just today. I'll talk about the conversation. So I sent this lady a voice note last week, and here's her response. Hi, great message, thank you. I've used our company before, years ago. I found it was really helpful. It's a knowledge base, and she goes on and on. At the end of it, she says, listen, I'm available mornings. Best for me is East Coast, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's open to my that you have open. We can schedule some time. Thanks. And from that voice note, I want to also share with you how it went down. So then once I booked the call with the AE, which happened today, the call, I'll show the AE's response. So my coworker, he's like, what outbound message did you send Kim by chance? She said it stood out and it wasn't like other outbounds that she disregards. This is why she took the call. So basically, the AE is saying the only reason she took the call because my outbound effort was different. It cut through the noise. I go, it's my new outbound strategy. She's like, let's see it because it worked. LOL. 1 second. KK. She goes, my AE goes, listen, I want to know the context so I can shout you out on the Slack and our company. So I gave him some context. I go, here's what happened. So let me see if I can zoom a little bit on this. If it allows me to. There we are. I go, here's my LinkedIn. So this is what I told my coworker. My LinkedIn social selling outbound strategy. 1 is run a filter within Sales Navigator for prospects who are following Lupio, the company I work for. 2, send a prospect a blank LinkedIn contact request. And then 3 is once they accept, send them this prospect this voice note. And this is what I did. Voice note. Here you go. Hi, Kim. The reason for this message is that I actually saw that you're following Lupio on LinkedIn. I'm not quite sure if you're just trying to keep tabs on the industry or if RFP software is something you've been exploring behind the scenes. Either way, I figured I'd just reach out and say hi. And I'll be happy to share what's been working well for other teams like DocuSign and Zoomfo that's using Lupio. Is this worth a quick 15-minute conversation? If it is, I'll be happy to set up for us. There he goes. There you go. Good for you. Then it gets even better. So book the meeting, cut through the noise, build some pipeline for the team. Then the AE, my coworker, goes on Slack and shouts me out. He says, quick appreciation for the grind behind outbound prospecting. Just want to guess what I called Ian booked, where the prospect said she took it because his outreach cut through the noise. There you go, the noise. On the call, I found out she was one of our clients for 4 years because Ian noticed that she was still following our LinkedIn page, reached out, timing was right, new role, recent acquisition, and the board is pushing RFPs as a new revenue stream. Let's go, SAO, man. When I asked Ian what he did to make the outreach stand out, he told me he's been testing a new strategic LinkedIn voice notes, not calls or emails or in messages. It takes courage to try something new. Today it worked. Then I got shouted out by VP of Sales, Director of Business Operations, Sales Managers. Said, let's go. Great moves, Ian. Nice, excellent work, Ian. Thanks. This guy's a beast, Ian. I love it. Beast. Here's the thing. If you want your sales team, your BDRs, your SDRs, your AEs to be able to create opportunities like this for your team, for your company, to book quality meetings, cut through the noise, and be able to get responses like this across the organization, build that high quality pipeline, 3x that pipeline, then I can help you out. I have a training package that allows you to really do what I'm doing, but just to just train your reps to do it. If that interests you, linked below this video, there'll be click it. This is work with me. Click it. There's an application. You fill it out. If you qualify, then we can see about how helping you get the same results for you and your BDRs. Like I said, to make sure you're hitting your revenue numbers every single quarter.